5 signs of trauma that you didn't know are signs, so you think they're just part of your personality. First sign, you thank too much when someone is kind to you. That's because you're not used to someone doing something good for you. Second sign, you apologize even when you haven't done anything wrong. That's because you always got blamed, even when it wasn't your fault. Third sign, you think you can't remember your childhood. It's not because you're forgetful, but because your brain pushed those memories away to help you survive. Fourth sign, you can't really accept compliments. You think you're humble? No. It's because you don't believe those compliments. Fifth sign, you never ask for help, and it's hard for you to do it. It's because you're used to handling everything alone, as there was never someone you could rely on.
Yes, okay. Let's see where we are at. Fumi, how are you looking? The tummy is flattening out. When I tell you I'm eating those salads, I'm working out. I'm going to start posting them for you. But I am living and loving a complete and absolute size 10, British. As a matter of fact, because American sizes and British sizes are different. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. Everybody been heard it by now because that episode has garnished about 27 million views in the last 3 days. What am I talking about? Katt Williams showed up at Club Shay Shay and gave a phenomenal over 3-hour interview, putting literally every comedian on blast. And I sat back like this and I said, say what now? And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. He said it there. He said winners cannot let the losers change the narrative, change the story, change what is true. I just feel that he had no reason to lie. And I feel as if he had sat back for a very long time listening to a lot of nonsense. And he said to himself, let me come on through down over to Club Shay Shay and say and do 1 or 2 things. I love Bernie Mac. I miss him. He was the one comedian when I heard of his passing, I wept. I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was wild. I thought he was unchained. And he really was a star. And when I was out in Cali, I did hear about how himself and Stevie didn't kind of sort of get along. Bernie wanted to be a star because he was being offered those star opportunities. Who wouldn't take it? Who wouldn't take it? And he called out Stevie talking about him being homeless, when in actual fact it was him that was homeless. And you know, it's funny because when he was asked, oh, were you really homeless? He said, let me tell you something. I left home at 14. I had 2 little brothers, one in diapers, the other one was 5. And my father and I had an altercation. It's his house, so I left. At 14 years old, I'm too young to have any kind of property to my name. I was homeless. There was so much truth to it. I had to look at Katt Williams and say, wow, 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 wow. The gusto, the courage, any which way you want to call it, any which way you want to call how he called out these guys, he called them out. Let's sit back and think about it. When last did you watch an over 3-hour segment and you were constantly entertained, could not peel your eyes off of the screen? I'm going to put my hand up. It was Fumi Nation that told me. You guys said, Fumi, are you going to talk about Katt Williams? I was like, what am I going to talk about Katt Williams for? You know. And you guys said that he was on, wait, hold on, let me just double check this. Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharpe asked him all the fabulous questions. He let him speak. He let him speak and say his thing. And Katt Williams did not hold anything back at all. Can I say that Steve Harvey was never homeless? We don't know that. We don't know whether he was homeless for a week, whether he was homeless for 2 weeks. We don't know that. Has he come up? Yes, he's come up. Is his come up justified? Yes. I believe that they are fabulous comedians, fabulous entertainers. I love me some Steve Harvey. But in that era, when they were going on tour, remember, Kings of Comedy, and they had Cedric the Entertainer, it was fabulous to see them all, to see these fabulous black entertainers give us comedy. But Bernie was the star. He was to me. He closed the show. That tells you something, because to close the show, that's just to oomph it another 11 meters up. That he had adopted 7 children, humongous for me. As you guys know, I have 1 child, and I live and I love Adrian. And so many of you have said, Fumi, what if it doesn't work for me? And I have said, adopt, 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 foster. You can do it, and you see, because at the end of the day, it's raising the child. Raising the child. When you raise that child, you are the mother. And for him to do that, it just speaks volumes to me. I love the fact at how he talked about his childhood, and to take these very courageous steps and leave home and go from state to state. Because I've been out here and I've told you guys, if it's not working for you, move to another state, move to another country, because I did it. I did it and I found my happy. If you are at a place where you are not loved, you're not appreciated, you got to find your happy. And many a time, it happens with artists. It happens with talent, because you are so hard to figure out as a child. You look so crazy to them. Like, oh my God, what is going to happen to this child? Because you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not an architect, you're not an engineer. And I speak for myself. They were just like, what is this person gonna do? I always knew. You just know. You know what you're gonna do. And you don't know how long it will take. But you would rather go that long road than to live your life every day knowing that this is all you're gonna be. It's like a death sentence. That's how it is to artists. That's why we are restless. That's why we are so misunderstood. 1,010,000,000%. What else did he have to say up in these streets? Because I wrote everything down. The ones that really turned on me. And he said that if Cedric was right in front of him, he would have given him an uppercut. That was what he said. I was like, oh, wow, wow, wow. How do I feel? I now say, Steve, what do you have to say? Steve Harvey, what do you have to say to the accusations that Katt has said to Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay? I will say, Cedric the Entertainer, what do you have to say? What is your response? Because I think that's where it just lies. Because you know that they've watched this. And everybody is coming out and they're responding to this, to that. I really want to hear Steve Harvey's response. And I want to hear Cedric the Entertainer's response. Because I remember when we had Kings of Comedy. I remember that time. Bernie, may your soul continue to rest in eternal peace. You're truly missed. And Hollywood is imploding. And it's good. Blow it up to the sky into 1,000 pieces. And let's start from scratch. And let the talented really get their due. And let us really come out with great work. And let's not steal each other's work. And let us support each other. And if it's not happening for you, applaud others that is happening for. That is why yesterday I put up Tabitha Brown. I applaud Tabitha for what she is doing. I applaud her. I'm happy for her. I'm happy she got this Emmy, because I remember, I think she didn't get it the year before, but I said, to be nominated, Tabitha, you are coming. You are coming. I want to have a podcast with her. Some of our first guests. I am so excited for this year. I want to be unapologetic. There's no point playing small, being small. Come out with your full chest, with your 10 toes deep, and you call it like it is. That's how it has to go for things to change. If it doesn't, then what? Then you have people that are dominating you. Then you have people that will tell you when and how and why. They'll be dictating to you. No, we're not for that in 2024. I loved the interview. I lived for it. I have a new respect for Katt. I have a wonderful respect for him. And this is how we should push through in the new year. I live and love it. Darlings, do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you sooner than later. Let me know about healthy eating habits. Let's do this. I'm enjoying it. I love doing this. I love doing like the cleanse and coming back to my slim fit. And it really is not that challenging, and we can do it together. Okay, darlings, I'll keep on putting food ideas, exercise ideas for you, but you hit me up and let me know. 55, you got to weight train. Just always have that in your mind. Okay, I love you. Mwah.